Now let's take a look at simplifying some of these squares of binomials using the special rules that we have, especially down here. All right, so first we have simplify x plus 8 squared. Now for a minute, if we take a look at this first equation down here, it says a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. All right, so we have an a term and a b term. Now if we go back up here to our binomial x plus 8, one of these is our a term and one of these is our b term. So if we look, our a term is actually going to be that x. And then our b term, well, that's going to be the 8. Now we can follow this process, right? We have down here, it says it's equal to a squared. So that means this will be equal to our a term we said was x, right? So x squared plus 2 times a times b, right? That's what this 2ab means, just 2 times a times b, right? So we'll do plus that 2 times our a term, which we said was x, times our b term, which we said was 8. Right, so this is times x, and now times our b term of 8, and then last it's plus b squared, right? And our b term is 8, so we just have to add 8 squared. And now we can go through and simplify, right? So we have this x squared. We can't simplify that anymore, so that's just going to stay x squared. Then we have 2 times x times 8. Well, if we multiply those together, that gives us a 16x. And then last, we have 8 squared. Well, 8 squared, that's just 8 times 8. So that's 64 plus 64. And now we look, we see we can't combine any more like terms. So we're all done. That's it. We completed that process, right? A squared plus 2 times our a value times our b value plus our b value squared. Now let's try it again for this 2m minus 3 squared. Again, first thing we're going to have to do is identify our a value and our b value. So our a value here is going to be this 2m, this entire thing. This first term of the binomial, that's always going to be our a value. So let's say our a value is equal to 2m. And our b value, again, is the second term, so that's just going to be 3. And when we write out our b value, we can just ignore that sign in front of it. So our b value is just 3. Now all we have to do is apply this rule, right? A minus b squared is a squared minus 2 times a times b plus b squared. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is equal to a squared, right? So we said our a is 2m. So we're going to have to write 2m squared, right? This is our entire a term squared, plus 2 times our a value, which we said was 2m, times our b value, which is 3. All right, and now for our last term, we just have to add our b squared, right? And our b we said was 3, so we just have to add 3 squared. And now we go ahead and we simplify. So we take a look at this 2m squared. Remember, we have to, this is a product raised to a power, so we distribute this exponent to each of the terms inside. Right, so this is 2 squared, which is 4, and then m squared. And then we have plus 2 times 2m times 3. Well, 2 times 2 times 3, that's 12. And then we have this m, so this will be 12m. And then last we have this 3 squared. And we know 3 squared is equal to 9. So we just add on that 9 at the end. And there we go. There we have it. We simplified squares of binomials using these rules right down here.